To win the SEC Gymnastics Championship, you need big-time performances. Your team needs to be at its peak. A year ago, Georgia was not the dominant dogs. UGA had struggled during the regular season with an un-Georgia-like 4 losses. But when championships were on the line, Suzanne Yakelin's Gym Dogs were in peak condition and put together a big-time performance to capture SEC title number 14. This year, Georgia is at its dominant self once again and going for SEC title number 15. In championship competitions, these Gym Dogs will hunt. However, this year, Georgia is also the hunted. It's time to crown an SEC champion on the mats. The crowd beginning to file in to downtown Birmingham's BJCC Arena for what it proves to be one of the best events of the entire year. The 2006 SEC Gymnastics Championship. For the first time ever inside this facility, these athletes know how to perform, and you're sure to see a great event tonight. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the BJCC Arena in Birmingham, Alabama. Tonight, you will see the premier gymnasts in the entire country. 7 of the teams competing here tonight are ranked in the top 20 in the entire country. In fact, the Georgia Gym Dogs are 15-0 this season and looking for their 15th SEC title. Will any other team step up to the challenge tonight? Well, let's find out from my partner, Lori Strong-Ballard, who has more on the Georgia Gym Dogs. Lori?
Thanks, Corey. Without a doubt, this is Georgia's title to win or lose. The defending SEC and national champions are the best in the country right now. They're ranked number 1 across all 4 events. Georgia's overflowing with talent, like Olympic medalist Courtney Kupets, who is ranked number 1 in the all-around, and she's backed up by other great all-arounders like Kelsey Erickson and Katie Keenan. Georgia is so strong, but the question is, are they unbeatable?
I don't think Georgia's unbeatable, but they've got a lot of depth and a lot of momentum, and they're certainly getting great advice and great mentoring from their coaches, and been there, done that, and they're very comfortable with it.
They're the team to beat, top to bottom. Their lineups, you could pull any kid out of any one of their lineups, and they could probably anchor a team's lineup at any other school. They're that good.
I think Georgia's pretty tough, but I think anything can happen in sports, and they have to come in and they have to bring their best game, because I'm sure every other team wants to go out there and get them, but I think, if they do their job, they'll definitely have an advantage.
Doesn't look like a single team is ready to back down to the Bulldogs yet. Georgia will feel the heat from Alabama, who last won this title in 2003, right here in Birmingham, competing under the same competition order, finishing up on floor. They are led by national champion Ashley Miles and an 8-member freshman group who've been competing more like veterans this year. Alabama is hungry for another SEC title. Now, Florida head coach Rhonda Fain stuck to her plan of adding the difficulty early, and it has paid off. Florida in the second half of the season have been hot, and they are peaking now. They are ranked number 3 in the country, their highest ranking heading into an SEC championships in 20 years. LSU, Auburn, Kentucky could all throw a wrench into the system. LSU returns their heavy hitter, April Burkholder, who with her Tiger teammates almost toppled Georgia at last year's SEC championships. And Kentucky has wowed the nation with improved difficulty and execution. And Auburn makes up for their lack of depth with new talent, consistency, and some fantastic landings. Without a doubt, landings will be crucial in this competition, with every team ranked in the top 20 and one day to decide the SEC champion. Well, this competition may come down to one final stuck landing. Corey?
Thanks, Lori. Many of those key performances that you will see tonight will be by an outstanding freshman class in the Southeastern Conference. With more on the youth and the future of this conference in gymnastics, let's send it over to Natalie Taylor.
Corey, the future of SEC gymnastics looks strong. This year, freshmen from all around the conference have set the bar high and have been huge contributors for their teams. For instance, Corey Hartung from Florida already has 6 all-around titles in her debut season as a Gator. She brings a traditional artistry to her gymnastics and is Florida's best freshman in years.
I just love performing and dancing. I love doing all the flexibility stuff.
She's a different look to her, and that's the artistic side of the sport. The flexibility, the beautiful lines, the dance, and the unique skills.
Georgia's Courtney Kupets is the nation's top-ranked all-arounder and holds the SEC's 2 best all-around scores this season.
It's funny because when someone mentions that, I have no idea. And so I guess it's no pressure because I really don't even really know that much about where I'm placed or anything. So it's good actually to just focus on the team because it makes you do better yourself individually as well.
But don't forget about Auburn's Lindsey Puckett, who could follow in teammate Julie Dwyer's footsteps. Julie took home last year's top freshman honors.
Just always doing well and just doing my best is always a goal for me.
Corey, any one of these fabulous freshmen could be walking out of here tonight as SEC Freshman of the Year. Back up to you.
Thanks, Natalie. We may be in Birmingham, Alabama, but the Florida fans driving north to support their Gators tonight. It could be hog heaven. It could be one of 7 of the finest gymnastics teams in the country that could go home with an SEC championship. It all hangs in the balance when we come back. Welcome back to Birmingham, the BJCC Arena, in the 2006 SEC Gymnastics Championship. More than 7,000 fans are packed in to see what should be a great event. And this could be the most nerve-wracking part of the competition. Who goes first?
Well, Corey, competition rotation can certainly affect momentum, and that will be crucial in a meet of this caliber. Looks like Ashley Miles drew the luck of the draw for Alabama, their same draw that they had at 2003 SEC Championships, where they won the title. They'll start on bye, then move on to vault in Olympic order. LSU has a tough job of starting on beam, and Georgia will not actually be competing in the last rotation. The meet will be out of their hands, and that means they have to start off strong and build momentum.
And as you said, Lori, the luck of the draw, Alabama has a bye in the first rotation. Georgia starting out on bars, the defending champs. What do they need to do to be successful early on?
Well, the first 2 events are crucial for Georgia. If they can hit bars and beam, they'll have momentum, confidence heading into floor and vault, where Suzanne feels they are very, very strong.
And here's Kelsey Erickson on bars, a walk-on, and now making her mark for the Gym Dogs.
Having a fantastic year, toe on to reverse hecht. Giant half, here's another major release move, an E-level skill, a Pike Jagger. Oh, excellent job hitting that handstand. You can see your teammates on the side jumping up and down. It's the details that are going to win this competition, like stuck landings like that. Excellent routine for Kelsey.
Just what you said in the open, the landing so important in a competition of this magnitude.
In practice and warm-ups, you could see Georgia really accentuating those fine details, finishing the turns, the pirouettes like that one on top of the bar, hitting every handstand, and of course, the clean, tight landings.
So Kelsey Erickson with a 9.9, a great start on bars for the Georgia Gym Dogs.
Come on, Courtney, you got this, babe.
And she's cheering on her teammate, Courtney Kupets, just a freshman, but what an athlete she is. The nation's top-ranked all-arounder, and along with her sister, they form a dynamic duo, as Jen Hildreth explains.
When one daughter's an Olympian and the other is a national champion, you'd think there wouldn't be that much more you could ask for. That is, unless your last name is Kupets. Because this year, the Kupets family has been granted one more wish. The chance to see their superstar daughters, Ashley and Courtney, compete together for the Georgia Gym Dogs.
It feels even more like a family now to me, you know, just because it was such a big part of my gymnastics before, having her in the gym with me every day, all the time. Now that it's again, it's like, oh, this is home now. This is like what it's supposed to be.
Growing up in Gaithersburg, Maryland, Ashley and little sister Courtney were virtually inseparable, something the girl's mother, Patty, found out the hard way.
She wanted her to be the gymnast and me to be the ballerina. And once she did gymnastics, I was like,
I don't want to do this either.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we weren't too fond of it. It was kind of
Wasn't enough.
yeah. We didn't get
needed
enough
more.
out of it.
Yeah.
And so the sisters poured themselves into the sport that would eventually vault both of them into the national spotlight. Courtney was a member of the 2004 silver medal United States Olympic team, and Ashley competed on the 2005 National Championship Georgia team.
Ashley felt like there were times where she certainly got overshadowed by Courtney. It wasn't a jealousy kind of a thing at all. She just needed her own niche. And it was just perfect opportunity for Ashley to be 2 years older, to come to Georgia, to compete on a national championship team, and our team win the national title when Courtney was not here. And now there's room for her sister to come on in, and Ashley's, more than happy to, welcome her with open arms and, come on, Court, we got to win another championship.
I know.
You got to get one of those.
Gosh.
We got to see one this
Like that little bling she got going on.
And the gym dogs, they like the extra bling they've got going on with both Coupette sisters in the lineup.
They're very soft on their feet and elegant and have so much finesse, but at the same time have this power and this explosiveness, and that's how you get the top-level athletes in gymnastics.
Speaking of the top, as a team, the Gym Dogs are unbeaten and ranked #1 in the country. Courtney is among the nation's top 10 in all 4 events, and Ashley has consistently been a part of Georgia's top-ranked vault lineup.
It's like, yeah, I'm Ashley's sister, Like, wow, your little sister is in the Olympics? Yeah, man.
You don't see anything but love between them. It's really just wonderful to watch them practice together.
And believe it or not, this bond is for real. Courtney could have gone just about anywhere to compete in college, and it was no coincidence that she wound up right back where she started, alongside her big sister.
It was weird when she left for college because I was by myself sort of, because we did do a lot together. We spent all our time together. At first I didn't want to make that my reason. I was like, I need to do it for myself, blah blah. But then that was one of the deciding factors afterward. So I was like, no, I want you on my team. I don't want to have our team to compete against you. No, I don't know. I didn't want her to go anywhere else. I wanted her to be here, but I stayed out of it. I stayed out of it and let it be her decision, so she picked the right one.
They have such vibrant personalities, and it comes out in their gymnastics, and beautiful smiles, just like their mom, Patty, who was a cheerleader. Their dad was a football player, and you can certainly see that athletic gene.
Certainly a relationship that has blossomed through the years. Let's see how Courtney does on the uneven bars.
She has almost perfect body positions on this event, and that helps her score big. Hop full. Here comes a release move to Tkachev. 2 release elements back to back. She's the 2002 world champion, the bronze medalist at the Olympic Games on this event, and another pretty good landing for Georgia. Great start so far.
Top ranked in the uneven bars as well as in the all-around. Should be an excellent score for one of the top gym dogs.
There's the hop full. Excellent job of completing the 360-degree turn before the hands hit the bar right into her sky-high Tkachev. But what was most impressive was the nice hollow chest, tight body positions throughout the entire routine.
And a 9.90, just what the gym dogs needed to do, as you mentioned, Lori, to start off this meet. Don't go anywhere. Auburn's Freshman of the Year, Julie Dwyer, is getting ready to compete, as is LSU's 2-time SEC Gymnast of the Year and team leader, April Burkholder, when we come back.
We've had more people email us and write us letters saying, and on message boards talking about how good Kentucky looks and how much fun they have and how competitive they are. And in fact, I read one report where somebody said, where did this team come from? They have new coaching staff? What's going on? So we're heading in the right direction. I think that what we need to do to continue that is go out and show that we belong in the SEC.
And Kentucky prepared to do that. 18th in the country coming into the SEC Gymnastics Championship. This is senior Lucy Bergen. A pressure situation for Lucy on the floor routine.
The pressure is intensified considering she's a last-minute substitution for freshman Natalie Rubenstein. Natalie injured her elbow in warm-up. Senior looking for a big O!
And something that we should point out, Lori, is that this competition has been lifted. They are on a podium, and possibly that extra bounce could have affected her.
They are competing on podium for the first time at an SEC Championships, and you're right, it does add a little extra bounce. to the floor, which in most cases is a bonus for these athletes. They get a little more height, makes the tumbling easier, but it looked like Lucy there actually missed the landing mat, was expecting a little bit of a more soft landing to absorb, and she actually bounced out of the landing.
See how she responds?
Kentucky's already had one fall. They hope to drop that score, so they really needed this hit here. This means that they will have to count a fall. Full front tuck. Came back for a strong finish. What a disappointment, though, with that first tumbling pass.
Also, the last competitor balance beam for LSU was Taryn Martin-Jack.
The athletes are actually allowed a landing mat. Sometimes it helps cushion the ankles. But you can see here she misses the landing mat by a couple feet, bounces right into the landing onto her back.
So a 9.025 for the senior from Birmingham in front of the home crowd, filling in for Natalie Rubenstein. Next up is Julie Dwyer, the freshman of the year last year, and a great all-around competitor, a seasoned veteran as just a sophomore.
Yurchenko half front layout, beautiful stretch position in the air, a little hop on the landing.
Her coach, Jeff Thompson, approves of a 9.750. That is scored out of the 10, Lori.
You know, Auburn suspended 2 of its athletes earlier this year. Depth was a concern, but not on vault. Jeff says they have 8 10-0 start values.
Now here's the senior, Taryn Martin-Jack, a veteran for the LSU Tigers who had a little trouble in warm-ups in this event on the balance beam.
And as a senior, she will need to rely on her experience, muscle memory, and competition confidence to get past that mental obstacle of that warm-up. And right now, LSU needs a superb routine from her. They expect it.
You would expect it from an All-American as well. Taryn is an All-American as well as an honor roll student.
A little bit of a wobble there on her full turn, but you can see she's thinking. She covers it up with dance, something that Taryn does very well. Good skill here. Back handspring layout, solid. Nice view from the end of the beam. You can see how crucial it is to stay in line, to keep the legs parallel with the beam. Switch leap, straddle jump, straddle 3/4.
LSU needing a good score to stay with the Georgia Gym Dogs, who have done so well on the uneven bars, sticking their landings, Lori.
So far, LSU has hit every routine. They're averaging about a 9.7 up to this point. Taryn can build on that score here. Just the dismount. Cartwheel, gainer full. Beautiful stuck landing.
Doesn't seem that the podiums affect her in the balance beam. She certainly stuck that landing.
This can be one of the toughest events to compete on podium. Already on the balance beam, you're very lonely up there. You're elevated off the ground. Then you put it up on top of a 3 to 4 foot podium. It can be a tough job.
So a 9.775 for the senior Taryn Martin-Jack for the LSU Tigers. Meanwhile, also for the LSU Tigers is April Burkholder, the senior, one of the most decorated athletes in all the Southeastern Conference gymnastic competitions. She scored a 10 in this event last year in Oklahoma. You see her accolades: SEC Gymnast of the Year in 04 and 05, Freshman of the Year before that, a 9-time All-American. You always expect good things when April Burkholder steps up to the balance beam or any other event in gymnastics.
And with so many individual accolades, she still says her #1 goal this year is to have the team qualify to the Super 6 final at the national championships, something that they have not done since she's been at LSU. This routine is stacked with difficulty and risky elements from start to finish. There's the tumble series, back handspring, layout. She does it with such ease.
Graceful.
Her season high this year on beam is a 9.9.
Amazing to think she scored a 10 last year in Oklahoma in this event.
Not many deductions so far. Every landing has been clean without wobbles. Nice extension in her switch leap into a sheep jump.
Remember, that balance beam is just 4 inches wide.
Big dismount planned here, an E-level skill, 2/10 of bonus, and she absolutely nails the landing. So impressive.
So impressive for the team that needs to stick landings and have a solid score to stay with the Georgia Dim Dogs, the defending national champions. Once again, we look at April, Lori.
That's the kind of landings we said would be crucial tonight. 0 deductions, and that will mean a big score. Good direction off the beam, and she knew she had it the moment the feet hit the floor.
Yes, she did. What do the judges say? The judges' scoring here is different, a 9.925. There are 4 judges. They will throw out the top and the bottom and then average the 2 in between, and that is just what LSU needed. So after the first rotation, Georgia with an impressive lead as we head to the second rotation. Welcome back to Birmingham. The Alabama Crimson Tide singing, "Where is our team?" They had a bye in the first rotation, but they will be performing the vault in the second rotation. Of course, you see Arkansas will be on bars, Georgia on the beam, and Florida on the floor. But this is Melanie Banville, the former Canadian Olympian, an all-around finalist, Lori, in the Athens Olympics. She performs the vault.
Strong vaulter, scored out of a 10. Yurchenko layout full, beautiful landing. You know, it's truly amazing. Melanie was struggling on this event during training yesterday. Her ankle was obviously hurting her. She was limping, but she pulled it together amazingly to start off big for the Tide. Good strong block, full twist in the laid out position. She really looks for that landing and disciplines her body position, bending the knees and getting the arms into position. Strong score.
And what a great feeling, a 9.8 in front of the home crowd here in Birmingham. How about Kelsey Erickson now, the junior from Cincinnati, Ohio. What a great all-around competitor she is. Up for the all-around title here on balance beam.
In the best shape of her career this year, and it's showing. She's been consistent and strong in the all-around. She leads this Georgia team off. Back handspring layout. Georgia's lost a few championships because they led with freshmen. Athletes with inexperience. Kelsey is a seasoned veteran who always competes with mental toughness. Probably a good choice to start this rotation off. Four events are being competed on at the same time, so you do hear that floor music in the background. It can be distracting, along with the sudden bursts of cheers from the fans here. So that means that it's even more important to stay focused, especially on this event beam.
She finished 6th in the all-around last year, trying to improve on that mark this year.
Will gain her full, a solid start-off performance for Georgia. And keep in mind that in the final rotation, Georgia will be sitting out on a bye, and that's why they want to start out so strong and pull ahead, so the pressure's on the teams like Alabama, Florida, and LSU, who will be competing in that final rotation. Kelsey started off with big difficulty, a front tuck, and she connects it to the wolf jump right here. She gets combination bonus as well as difficulty bonus.
So a 9.850, and here's Brittany McGee. Top vault score, as you see, a 9.950.
She can compete with the best on this event, but she must have a clean, stuck landing. Yurchenko full. She does put that foot back. That's a 1/10 deduction.
Still manages a 9.775 for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Must be a lot of pressure in front of the home crowd at a meet of this magnitude, Lori.
There's always intense pressure at a competition like this, but Brittany looks like she's having fun and relaxed. And over to another freshman.
We saw her perform earlier on the uneven bars. Now, the #1 ranked all-arounder in the country on the beam, Courtney Kupets.
Courtney's tied for first in the nation on beam right now, opening with a back handspring layout. You can hear the rhythm and the aggressiveness as she tumbles down that 4-inch wide beam. She attacks it. She knows she's going to hit those skills. tuck to a wolf jump. Again, the difficulty and combination bonus. Nice changes in rhythm throughout this routine, going from the sharp arm movements into the soft, more fluid elements. Switch leap to a gainer layout. Her back leg was a little bit out on that switch leap, but somehow she recovers a pretty good landing.
It strikes me how they can flip over the beam without losing balance and continue with the perfect routine. It's incredible.
This routine is packed with difficulty right to the end there. A double back dismount out of a tumble series, 2 back handsprings into it. You know, Courtney struggled with an Achilles tendon injury earlier this year. At the Alabama meet, she did water down her dismount to the gainer full, but now, here in the most crucial part of the season, she's added the difficulty back. There's the tumble series, back handspring layout. Again, she knows exactly where she is at all times on this event.
There it is, 9.875. That'll help the Gym Dogs' overall score with Katie Heenan coming up. She won the all-around last year as well as the balance beam. And you know what Ashley Miles can do. The 3-time All-American is next when we come back. Welcome back to the 2006 SEC Gymnastics Championships. And the fabulous freshman, Corey Hartung, looking to help her Florida Gators to its first SEC title since 1989.
Corey opens with a triple twist, fully completed, nice job. Corey's club coach really emphasized the importance of ballet training, and it's very apparent in her elegant and unique style. Best events are beam and floor, which are perfect to showcase her flexibility and beautiful lines. Usually most athletes who are so flexible are a little bit slower twitched. And twisting elements work a little bit better for the slower twitched athlete. You see a whip to an immediate 2.5 twist, another twisting skill.
It looks effortless. She flips backwards, it looks effortless.
That's what makes this routine and this athlete so impressive. She really does float through even the most difficult skills. Why so many spectators don't really understand the sport. The athletes really make it look easy, but they have put hours and years of training just to get to this level. Final pass, a Rudy. Quite often we see her do a front double twist. She watered down just a little bit there, maybe a last-minute decision, and a smart decision. 3 strong tumbling passes on her feet. That will be a big score for the Gators.
Let's see what the 4 judges have in order for Corey Hartung.
Opening pass was a triple twist. Second pass was a 2.5 twist. What makes it even more difficult is the element before it, the whip back. It's like a back handspring with no hands. It gives her combination bonus.
So after dropping the high score and the low score, the average of the 2 in between is a 9.9 for the freshman from Florida. And how about Katie Heenan? We all know what she did last year at the SEC Gymnastics Championships. Lori, you were there. Tell us what happened.
What an amazing performance from just a freshman. Final event for Georgia. The SEC title was on the line, and she anchored with this amazing routine. Double twist, nails the landing. The score was just enough. Georgia wins their 2nd in a row, their 14th SEC title.
Well, in our meetings leading up, Suzanne kept telling us that the meet's not over till Katie dismounts the beam. And you know, when she said that at first, it hit me, and then it kind of like pushed aside because we had, you know, floor and vault and bars all to do before then. But then when it came down to it, it was really, you know, it really came down to my beam routine. And I guess I've been in that position. I was in that position all year long, and so I had experience. So I just tried to, you know, relax myself and just do my job, and it turned out to be great.
Yes, it certainly did turn out to be great. The beam routine for Katie won it for the Georgia Gym Dogs. Let's see what she has in store this year in the same event.
Katie's proven she's a gamer. She has a cool head and knows all about high-stakes competition. Possibly another SEC title on the line here. A handspring layout. Georgia's seen a 9.85 from Kelsey, a 9.875 from Courtney. Katie can build on those scores here, possibly break into the 9.9s. Front tuck and a big smile with that finish.
I like the little pirouette there.
It's a mandatory skill, a full turn. Suzanne had a feeling that Georgia would have this rotation order, starting on bars, moving to beam, finishing up on vault. She had them training it all week. Just a step on the landing for Katie. Now Georgia has been solid on the beam, but they've taken a few deductions on their landings in dismounts, and that could open the door just slightly.
So we'll see if the scoring will be similar to what Katie scored last year on beam in that remarkable event for Katie and the Gym Dogs.
Another impressive routine by Katie. Solid through all of her skills, just a tiny step on the landing that could have boosted her up into those 9.9s.
Meanwhile, Ashley Miles for the Alabama Crimson Tide, the senior they rely so heavily on, and she's done so much in the sport and so much for her team. Take a look at what Ashley Miles has done. The national champion in 03 and 04 on the vault, in the floor exercise in 04, and in the 2005 SEC champion in the floor exercise, the vault, and the bars. Not your prototypical gymnast, but the resume speaks for itself.
It's been everything to me. You know, I've had a hard time throughout my whole gymnastics career, not just collegiately, but even before I got here. You know, when I got to college, it was like everything just kind of, nothing mattered. It didn't matter that I was taller, didn't matter that I was different. You know, everyone just respected me for the gymnastics that I do, and I think that all the accomplishments I've had and the awards I've gotten are a reflection of that. And, you know, I'm just thankful, you know, to have that opportunity to be a role model, to, you know, have people, you know, respect me, look up to me, and just give me an opportunity to be successful in life.
Ashley's dominance on floor vault is certainly evident, but what's even more impressive is she's competing in the all-around tonight for only the second time this season. The first time was just last week at her senior night, her final competition at Coleman Coliseum.
She got a 9.925 last year.
And will undoubtedly set the bar high in this competition on vault. Yurchenko layout full. Just take a look at the distance. The hugeness of this vault is so incredible.
Another athlete, Lori, who scored a 10 in March of last year at Oklahoma in this event.
She's ranked #1 in the country, and this is why. Huge height and distance. The vault is scored out of a 10, only a tiny hop on the landing, possibly 1/10 or a 0.5 deduction.
And you said it, scored out of 10, a 9.9 for Ashley Miles, the All-American that Alabama relies so heavily on. So after 2 rotations, Georgia, the only team that has completed 2 events, is in the lead. The door is open for Florida, who leads the rest. Welcome back to Birmingham. After 2 rotations, Georgia has the lead. Florida looking strong, and LSU, coming off of April Burkholder's solid effort on the beam, is right there as well. So the lineup for the 3rd rotation has 3 of the top 4 teams watching on the sidelines with buys, and Arkansas will be on beam, just their 4th year in SEC Gymnastics. And here's Natalie Taylor with more on that.
Corey, 4 years ago, the Arkansas Gymbacks started a program, and this year they're getting ready to graduate their first senior class. But think about what they've accomplished, starting a program from scratch in one of the most competitive conferences in the country, to now where they've been consistently ranked in the top 20 in the country for the past 4 years. This program has been led by 2 seniors, Katie Hardman and Dana McQuillan. She has been the face of the Arkansas Gymbacks since the program began. Senior Dana McQuillan has set the standard for the future for gymnastics at Arkansas.
Dana McQuillan continues as a senior to do the all-around and to show that leadership by her actions.
Our freshman year, we had no idea what was going on, so we were just kind of, we had to be on no matter what. And I think this time we just had to grow into our roles. So it has been a little bit easier, but it's been different also.
This Jersey girl was the first gym back to perform at the NCAA Championships. However, McQuillan is proud of the way the Arkansas program has progressed during her tour of duty.
It's been an awesome journey to be here this whole time and compete all around all 4 years, and just to watch everything grow, and it's so exciting.
While McQuillan has been out front for the gym backs, senior Katie Hardman has been a solid, consistent performer. The program's rock. However, Hardman had a hard time heading into her senior year. Knee surgery over the summer, followed by a serious car accident, were major setbacks. Competing in 2006 seemed doubtful.
She loves gymnastics, and she was not going to let this opportunity slip by her. And, you know, it was all her, because our trainer in particular thought there was no way.
It was a hard time for me, and, you know, I just had to keep my head up and try to focus on what my team was doing and how I could help them instead of what was going on with me. And that helped me through it a lot, too.
It turns out that this tough Texan was not going to be denied her final season as a gym back. Hardman returned to the Arkansas lineup on January 27th versus LSU, and since then has slowly increased her scores. 2 weeks ago, Hardman scored a pair of 9.9s on the balance beam and floor against the University of Washington to earn SEC Gymnast of the Week honors.
That helped a lot. I was excited, like I can't believe it. So I'm more running off of excitement and just honor.
Katie deserves some excitement in her life. She's overcome so much adversity. Good to see her competing in the SEC Gymnastics Championships 2006.
And talk about honor, being part of Arkansas history, their very first gymnastics team. She's one of 5 athletes who still remain on the team and are seniors this year, competing at their final SEC Championships.
What a great story.
Key tumble series right here. Back handspring, layout. She looked a little crooked coming out of the second back handspring, but boy, what a great job pulling it back on top, only a slight wobble. Ring jump, changement. Katie has beautiful arms on this event, nice expression on her face. The athletes must show forward, backward, and sideward skills. A front handspring meets the requirement of the forward skill.
And every individual performance so important for the gym backs. Just 4 years with a gymnastics program.
Tied for 6th the first year, then 6th, then 5th last year. Katie putting together a great routine, trying to help Arkansas better their finish this year.
And Lori, regardless of which team you're competing for, you have to smile for an athlete like that, coming off of a serious car accident. There was doubt that she would perform in 2006. She's having a great time out there.
She's such a positive leader on this team. Here's the dismount. Gainer full from the end in the pike position. That makes it even more risky. The straight legs, you got to get enough height and distance to clear the feet from the beam, and a big score for Arkansas, 9.85.
Moving on to Dana McQuillan, the other gym back, looking to help the Arkansas young team gymnastics.
Now, Arkansas has had one fall on this event. Katie came back strong, and now Dana needs to have a solid performance for them so that they don't have to count a fall. 6 athletes compete, 5 scores count, so they can throw out the routine with the fall so far. Renee says that Dana is a quiet leader. She leads by example in the gym. A lot of hard work. Tremendous focus. A little unstable there. She does look a little nervous. She's holding back on that leap series.
Dana became the first gym back in program history to reach the NCAA championships.
Her biggest difficulty right here at the end, but handspring layout right into her dismount, a full twist, and she is so straight down the beam.
Qualified for her all-around performance in the 2005 regionals, a 9.725. That should bode well for the Arkansas Gymbacks. Meanwhile, the LSU Tigers relying on April Burkholder when we come back. Welcome back to the SEC Gymnastics Championships. This is Crystal Cook from Kentucky. Now remember, Lori, Kentucky struggled on floor. They need to bounce back here on vault.
Still going for a big score here. An amazing landing. Yurchenko layout half front and finds that blind landing. Great job for Kentucky.
You can see why she's Mo Mohammed's top all-around athlete. Just needed to convince her of her own potential. She gets a good score there. Here's Lindsey Puckett from Auburn. You see her top bar score in 06, a 9.850. She will be competing in that event right now.
Just a point of reference, the highest bar score of the night is a 9.9 from Kelsey and Courtney from Georgia. Nice combination work, giant full, giant half, bailed a handstand right on to the toe on up to the high bar. Giant full combination into a double twist dismount and a clean routine, a solid landing.
So a fine effort for Lindsey Puckett.
Lindsey may lose 1/10 deduction for not having one of those big release skills like a Tkachev or a Jaeger. The rule book says that the routine must be up to the level of competition, and they are judging that by what they would see at the first day of the NCAA championships, and most definitely you will see some of those big releases there.
A 9.750 for Lindsey Puckett from Lilburn, Georgia. Here's Julie Dwyer. We've already told you she was the freshman of the year last year, and with an outside chance, actually a very good chance, Lori, in this competition for athlete of the year.
Absolutely. She has been so consistent this year. She has not missed a single routine, and she's competed in every all-around competition but one meet. That's almost unheard of, Corey. Strong routine here. She did have that major release move, the Tkachev, and another strong landing by Auburn. We talked about some of their fantastic landings this year and how they beat LSU earlier in the season because, as Dee Dee said, they came in and gave them a stick fest. This is outstanding. This is where they're going to pick up those crucial points.
So the 9.775 marked out of the 10 was the level of difficulty what they would expect from a Julie Dwyer?
Yes, I think so. We did see that major release move in there in combination, and of course the big dismount, the double layout, and a clean landing.
So let's see if Alicia Lenkovich can keep up the trend for the Auburn Tigers.
Alicia has nice, pretty long lines on this event. Giant half. Pike Jaeger, nice job. That's an E-level release element. A little bit bent legs there, and a late half turn in the pirouette. Alicia looks a little tired, and another late half turn. She peels off. That shows the dangers of this sport. When you're swinging with so much speed and momentum, your hands can so easily slip off.
A scary scene for Alicia. It'll be a huge hit on the score for the Auburn Tigers because it doesn't look like she will complete her routine. Natalie Taylor's on the sidelines to tell us more about what happened.
Hey guys, just talked to Coach Jeff Thompson, Auburn's head coach. He said that the reason Alicia did not go back on bars after losing her grip was because the previous athletes all stuck their routines, meaning her score would be dropped anyways. So they thought they would just save her for the upcoming events.
Good news, Natalie. Good to hear that Alicia is healthy, and she is slated to do beam later in this competition.
That's good news for sure. This is Kelly Phelan, one of 5 girls, Lori, and her mom in the stands tonight, drove over to Birmingham to see her daughter perform, and why not?
Kelly said she was going to do some shopping with Mom this weekend.
Shopping for a good score. She's got a 9.925 before in the floor exercise.
Kelly's ranked number 3 nationally as an individual on this event. The team is ranked number 2 in the nation on floor. They're coming off solid beam, but they will need more of those high 9.8s and 9.9s to get up there with Georgia. Favorite part of the floor routine coming up here.
She's got some bounce. Having a little fun out there, like she's on the dance floor.
This is an amazing event to compete, especially at a competition like this in front of huge crowds. The athletes can really get into their routines and have some fun, ending with a front layout full, front tuck full. 3 solid tumbling passes, nice difficulty.
That should make Mom proud. Fine effort for Kelly Phelan. See what the judges have to say.
Kelly has upgraded her difficulty this year, especially in the opening pass. It's an E-level front tumbling skill, a front layout with a double twist. She does it in combination to a front tuck. And take a look, a nice solid landing, well within the boundary lines.
Not her highest score. She did get a 9.925, but a 9.875 will help the LSU Tigers as we move on to April Burkholder. Now, we've seen her routine before on the floor, dedicated to those affected by the Hurricane Katrina on the Gulf Coast. So it's got a lot of flair in this exercise. Listen to the jazz music, the Zydeco, and all of the above. In fact, she was only supposed to perform at one time, as you were telling me, Lori, but she had such a positive response, she wanted to go it again.
April choreographed this routine herself. She debuted it at the competition a few weeks ago against Alabama. Then she went back to the old routine, but the fans really wanted her to perform it at her senior night, and she stuck with it. She's got a lot of emotion, a lot of meaning to this routine. And a huge surprise at the end.
A little Bob Marley for you.
Gaining as much oxygen to her muscles because this tumbling pass is outrageous. Front layout, half front, and she's not done yet. 2 back handsprings, gaining speed, double back. Oh, take some steps. Such a difficult tumbling pass in terms of her endurance. The routine is 1.5 minutes long, and she double passes that final tumbling run.
So for the 2-time SEC Gymnast of the Year, what do the judges have in store?
You know, Corey, she took some risk putting that last tumbling pass in, and yes, she took some deductions on the landing. The 9.8 shows those deductions.
The routine certainly took its toll on April, as you saw. Meanwhile, LSU with a 49.1 on the floor, thanks in large part to April there. Arkansas, solid performance on the beam, and Auburn as well on the bar. So after 3 rotations, Georgia, the lead dog, ahead of the pack with LSU nipping at their heels. Welcome back to the BJCC Arena in Birmingham, Alabama, site of the 2006 SEC Gymnastics Championship. Corey Kessler, joined by my partner Lori Strong-Ballard, and Natalie Taylor with the inside information on the sidelines. That's Georgia. They are the lead dog right now as we head to the lineup for the 4th rotation. LSU has a bye, as does Kentucky and Arkansas. And as you said, Lori, if Georgia gets out to a quick start in the first 2 events, pretty much the pressure is off, as Suzanne mentioned to you early in this meet.
Yeah, Suzanne mentioned that if they can be strong on bars and beam, they'll go into floor feeling confident. And this is the time of the meet where these athletes can really start to have fun. The Georgia fans have been loud and boisterous and are cheering their team on. And now Georgia can let loose.
And this is Kelsey Erickson doing just that on the floor.
Oh, opening with a huge full in back out. That is a new, more difficult skill for Kelsey. She debuted it after the midway through the season. She's never before competed that before this year. Second tumbling pass, forward tumbling, front layout full, Beautiful clean position with the body. She's trying to sell the routine, and that means not only hitting the tumbling, but putting the emotion and the expression in the face.
Wonder what it must feel like, Lori, to compete in front of thousands of fans at a championship of this magnitude with the lead in hand.
It's absolutely the most amazing rush, and especially when you finish a routine like that. 3 huge tumbling passes for Kelsey. She is so hot tonight.
She is hot tonight. Smiling, she knows it was good. It feels good. You can tell the reaction from her gym dogs. Suzanne Yaklins Got to be pleased with that. Everyone wants a picture.
You know, I watched Kelsey during the warm-up, that 3-minute touch right before they competed this event, and she was pumped, jumping up and down, dancing on the sidelines. You can see their spirits are high, and she opened with that big full-in back out. Feels good.
And she pleases the crowd who made it from Athens as they were screaming UGA. She pulls in a 9.950, but hold everything, folks. Ashley Miles, the 3-time All-American for Alabama, is on bars, and she can perform.
Just like her vault, her release elements on this event are huge, opening with the Shaposhnikova. His next skill is big and risky. A Hindorf, sky high. Just enough speed, makes it over with the shoot over.
She won 3 individual titles last year at the SEC Championships at the Gwinnett Center in Duluth, so you know she's used to this type of competition.
Double out, nails the landing. Ashley has come to compete.
So much fun to see their excitement after the routine. She knows she hit the landing.
First up for Alabama. This may mean that she will take a hit on the score. Usually that first up athlete, the judges are a little bit more conservative with. This was a great routine. I'm not sure if I've seen Ashley do much better.
She has scored a 9.950 in the past. And here she gets a 9.875, so that certainly puts her in contention for the all-around title here at the SEC Gymnastics meet and helps her Crimson Tide. And this is Katie Heenan for the Georgia Gym Dogs and her floor exercise.
Front double twist, front pike. You can see her landing on that landing mat. If they choose to use the landing mat, they must have the boundary lines outlined in chalk or tape on the mat so the judges can really see if they do step out of bounds. Excellent job on her double turn. It makes it more difficult because she does it with her leg above horizontal.
And early in the meet, we saw how these podiums affected some of the athletes. Let's see if it affects Katie at all in her floor routine.
Most of the athletes love the floor on the podium. It gives it more spring and a little more give on the landings. The risky part of it is with all that spring, you could step out of bounds or over-rotate your tumbling passes. So they needed to make adjustments in the workout yesterday and in the warm-up today. Katie has such a wonderful personality, and it really comes out in her choreography. Very interesting part of the competition. Georgia on floor. The fans are yelling UGA, UGA. Alabama's on bars. You're hearing the roll tide, roll tide. This competition is heating up. The fans are on their feet. They like that one.
And so does Katie, and so does Suzanne Yocklin. She knows it's going to help her Gym Dogs further their lead.
Katie's opening tumble pass was an E-level skill in combination, so she gets difficulty bonus as well as combination bonus. And of course, that big finish and a huge smile.
A 9.925 for Katie Heenan. And that'll only help the Gym Dogs, but hold everything. Julie Dwyer is on the horizon. Welcome back to the BJCC Arena. We're looking at freshman Lindsay Puckett, her first SEC Championship competition.
Auburn has 4 solid routines. Lindsay has the potential to really boost their score. Her high score this year is a 9.9. Scores as a whole have been tight throughout this season, so a 9.9 is quite impressive. A little wobble there. Showing a little bit of those nerves.
Now last year, of course, the freshman of the year in the SEC Championships was Julie Dwyer, also from Auburn. Does Lindsay Puckett have a similar?
Series here, back handspring loud, and she is crooked and off the beam, a mandatory 5/10 deduction. She loses credit for the difficulty of that skill as well. This is not devastating for Auburn, although she is a potential high scorer for them, so they will lose the score, but they can drop it, and if the rest of the team hits, they will still have 5 solid routines. One more athlete to go, and that's Julie Dwyer, their most consistent athlete. Pressure will be on Julie. Dismount for Lindsay, a big one, double back. Great comeback, a solid landing on the dismount.
So she comes back strong, but still the score will hurt the team. A 9.250, as you said, they can drop one of those scores. They would have to keep one unless all of the rest of their athletes hit. This is Corey Hartung, the freshman from Florida. We already saw her on the floor routine. This is her vault.
Corey's competing that Yurchenko layout full. One of the more popular vaults of the night, scored out of a 10. Nice job, nice extension in the body, and a pretty good landing.
And the getter still with a chance to creep up on the Georgia Gym Dogs. Gets the high five from Rhonda Fain. As we look at it one more time.
Corey gives a nice powerful run. Reaches long on the vaulting table. A slight pike down on the landing. You can see her really fighting for those landings.
Not a bad effort for the freshman, 9.775. And here is the freshman of the year we were talking about just moments ago, Julie Dwyer, who has a shot at the athlete of the year in this competition.
Julie's ranked number 5 in the country on the balance beam. Tonight, the highest score has been 9.925 by April Burkholder. She still holds that high score since the first rotation of this competition. That's quite impressive. Auburn already with one fall. She must hit. Great job.
Finished 4th on the beam last year in the SEC Gymnastics Championships with a score of 9.875.
Saw backwards tumbling. Here's front tumbling with a front tuck. Holds on to the landing, just a slight wobble. Mandatory full turn, not a problem there. Solid routine on the beam with just the dismount, double full, a clean landing.
Wow.
Great routine for Julie and a sigh of relief for this team. They now have 5 solid scores to count on beam. Julie had great concentration and fight through this entire routine. She wasn't perfectly on in every skill. You could see her shoulder drop just slightly on the landing, but she's aggressive and she fought for it.
And she got herself a 9.850. Meanwhile, the first Alabama gymnast to compete in the Olympics is on the other side. Taryn Humphrey next. Welcome back to the 2006 SEC Gymnastics Championships. This is Melanie Banville. Her top score this year is a 9.850 in the uneven bars. See if she can match that here at the championships. She certainly competed at the pinnacle of this sport.
Melanie's drawing off her experiences of competing at the Olympic Games, especially at a high-stakes competition like this, doing a great job with her bar routine. Nice hit handstand there at the end. That's a tough one. And the dismount, double layout, beautiful stuck landing, just like we saw her stick her vault earlier. Melanie's doing a great job for the Tide. It's quite a change going from the elite and Olympic level to competing in collegiate gymnastics. It's really all about the team, and these athletes really embrace that change.
And a 9.9 for all those fans in the stands yelling, "Roll Tide, roll Tide." Hold everything. Courtney Kupets for the Georgia Gym Dogs, who have the lead rather comfortably right now as she performs her exercise on the floor.
Georgia has 4 scores of 9.9 or better. Both Georgia and Alabama are doing a bang-up job during this rotation. Neither one seemed to be feeling the pressure from the other. Opening with a double Arabian, she holds it in bounds there, so important. Great choreography in this routine. Nice use of the music and the sound effects, going along with the choreography and the body movements as well. Of course, there's the team working alongside with her.
Her sister is one of those teammates. As we heard earlier, from our own Jen Hildreth.
Coaching staff says it's been great to have both sisters on the team. They really help each other in the gym, support each other, push each other, help each other get through some of the tough times as well as the good times.
No doubt you can feel how happy she is to be a gym dog, competing along with her sister.
Final tumbling pass, a big double pike. The legs almost look like they gave, but she holds on to it. Very few deductions. This will be another huge score for Georgia. Remember, they already have 4.99 or better.
A big hug from her head coach.
Courtney has such a huge repertoire of skills. She can do a double layout because of the injury to the Achilles tendon, and she tore the other Achilles tendon at the 2003 World Championships. They have decided to go with that double Arabian, a good choice tonight.
A solid effort, a 9.925, and here is Taryn Humphrey, the first Olympic athlete for the University of Alabama, in front of the home team. And look at what Taryn Humphrey has done. The 2005 champion on the uneven bars, as well as the SEC champion in the same event. And of course, that silver medal in the 2004 Olympic Games on the uneven bars.
We've already seen the Olympic bronze medalist Courtney Kupets go 9.9 on this event. Now this is the Olympic silver medalist, and that's what we talk about when we say the competitiveness and the talent in the SEC is outdone by no other conference.
Bar none, so to speak.
Taryn does a great job of all of her body positions on this event. You can see that she's well trained with the basics, and that pays off in the scores. She does take a step on the landing. I'm not sure if that will outscore the 9.9 from both Kelsey and Courtney.
Crimson Tide trying to creep up on the leading Georgia Gym Dogs. See if Taryn's score can help that effort.
There's her sky-high release move. It's called a ginger. She did it in combination.
9.850 for Taryn. Maybe not the highest score of the night on the uneven bars, but a solid effort that should help the Crimson Tide. Meanwhile, Georgia continues to break away from the pack with a 49.6. So we've completed 4 rotations. Georgia and Auburn here in Birmingham, Alabama, the only teams that have completed 3 events. The Gym Dogs comfortably on top. Well, Georgia and Auburn, the only teams that have completed 3 events after 4 rotations, and Georgia comfortably on top. They will both have byes in the 5th rotation. Sarah Patterson knows she has her work cut out for her as her team moves to the all-difficult beam event. LSU moves to the vault, Kentucky on bars, and Arkansas will be on the floor. Well, here's Ashley Miles, no better athlete to start with on beam than the 3-time All-American.
This is amazing. Ashley competed beam and the all-around for the first time just a week ago, opening with a very risky and difficult mount, round-off layout. You know, that tells you the kind of confidence this coaching staff has in Ashley's ability, competitive and mental stability.
And her confidence in herself. I remember the Alabama-Georgia meet when she had so much poise and confidence that it would come down to the last event and she would give her best effort. There was no doubt in Ashley Miles.
Canterback handspring layout showing no doubt throughout this routine, nailing every single landing. Last year, she said it was a goal of hers to be a contender in the all-around. She already has big scores on both vault and bars. A hit here will almost guarantee that she can be one of those top all-arounders in this competition. Switch lead, tuck kick open. The judges want to see the athletes showing both skills high and low on the balance beam. Ashley's capable of doing the big round-off double back dismount. She warmed up a double full, and yes, she does the double full, a little more conservative, but a smart decision in this case. The competition's on the line. An all-around title is on the line.
The home crowd loves it. We love you, Ashley Miles.
She has been such a positive influence on this sport, breaking out of those molds that gymnasts need to be. 5 foot tall, small, petite athlete. She's tall, she's big, and so is her gymnastics. And of course the scores as well.
9.875 for Ashley Miles. Meanwhile, Katie Hardman, who had a solid effort on beam earlier in the championships.
Remember, Katie had that car accident after knee surgery. There was major swelling and damage to an already compromised knee. She fiercely rehabbed and earned her way back into this Arkansas floor lineup about midway in the season. She is a huge contributor for them. Opening with a double tuck. There's the signature smile. And again, I talked about the beautiful arm positions all the way down to the fingertips. She shows that off throughout her choreography on floor. Arkansas has had 1 fall so far on floor, their first competitor up. So again, that can be the drop score, but they need hits from now on. 2 front layouts, nice power and rhythm into that front tumbling pass.
Interesting to note, Lori, how much dedication it takes to perform at this level, to perform at a competition of this magnitude, and to overcome a car accident and remain with a great GPA in school, a 3.88 in kinesiology.
She really is a truly amazing student athlete at that. And part of her amazing ability comes from the fact that she absolutely loves the sport. She was not ready to give it up, certainly not in her senior year.
When the doctors had said that was a possibility.
A big kiss at the end of the routine. A nice, strong routine for Arkansas.
There you see, 9.825 for Katie Hardman. A feel-good story to see Katie come back. Meanwhile, Alabama's Taryn Humphrey prepares for her signature routine on the beam, and LSU's April Burkholder on vault when we come back. Welcome back to Birmingham, Alabama. Corey Kessler, Lori Strong-Ballard, and Natalie Taylor, the SEC Gymnastics Championships. And we are bracing ourselves for April Burkholder on the vault. LSU needing a good score to jump back in to contention, and you see she can do it with a 9.950.
After 2 events, LSU was just behind Florida by 0.25. That is minute in a competition like this. Oh, takes a deduction on the landing. She tried to cover it up, but that will be a deduction. LSU's had some strong vaults up until now. That was a good vault, but not April's best. She's so quick twitch. Quite often you see her over-rotate this vault. She tries to stall the rotation at the end by leaving the chest down a little bit too much. She has to bounce out of the landing, at least 1/10 deduction.
So there it is, a 9.775 for April Burkholder.
She looks to be limping a little bit too. That was a tough landing.
And the signature event for the Olympian Taryn Humphrey on the balance beam for the Crimson Tide.
You can feel the energy in this crowd. They're yelling, "Roll Tide, roll." And here's that signature element, a triple turn. It's called the Humphrey, invented by her, the only one who competes that. Key tumbling series right here. This is what she fell on when Alabama lost to Georgia earlier this season. Full twisting back handspring layout. She pulls it out. That is the most difficult tumble series in this competition. Front tuck a little bit low there. Switch leap, wolf jump. Taryn has competed on podium many times, so she's comfortable here. 3/4 twisting back handspring. Trying to secure that handstand position. Taryn's been to the pinnacle of the sport, competing for gold at the Olympics, so she knows what it feels like to compete balance beam under this kind of stress. Dismount, round off, 1.5 twists, tiny hop to the side. A very difficult routine in terms of the skills on the beam, a solid routine. There's that signature element, count the turns. It's a triple in a very awkward and difficult body position.
Everybody in position behind for a snapshot of her 9.825 for Taryn Humphrey. Alabama with a solid beam score, but still some work to do. One of their best events yet to come on the floor. The home crowd, a lot to look forward to. They're not too far behind Georgia. Let's send it down to Natalie Taylor, who's standing by with Sarah Patterson.
Coach Patterson, happy faces for the Crimson Tide headed into this bye. 6 for 6 on beam, 6 for 6 on bars. Talked about the performance.
Well, I think we've done the best that we could possibly do. I thought our uneven bar performance was the best we've had this year. We have an extremely young team. 8 of our 16 athletes are freshmen. So I think for them to come in this environment under this kind of pressure and perform as well as they have, I'm very pleased.
And Coach, last event of the night is floor. You have a 1-2-3 punch at the end with powerhouse Ashley Miles finishing the floor. Last time this scenario happened, you were able to take an SEC title. Is it going to happen again?
Well, I'd like to just see us go out there. Floor is one of our better events, and if we can go out there and finish with 6 routines in a row, you know, I'll put anything in Ashley's hands, and I'd just like to see us finish the meet the way we started it.
Coach, good luck to you and your team.
Thank you. It's been a great competition.
Thanks, Natalie. Up next, the Georgia Gym Dogs on the vault. Welcome back to Birmingham. After 5 rotations, the defending national champion Georgia Gym Dogs have a slight edge over the Alabama Crimson Tide. Rhonda Fain's crew has only completed 2 events, feeling loose, relaxed. They know they're still in it. And our Florida Gators still have a chance. The lineup for the 6th rotation, Arkansas, LSU, and Bama, all with byes. Georgia will be on vault, and they are in the lead. Here's Corey Hartung from the University of Florida, first competitor for their 3rd event.
Giant full bail to handstand. There's some Stalder work. Randy Lane, the bar coach, stepping in, because here comes a release element. It's called a Horkina. Nice job. The dismount gaining speed in the giant work. A full end back out. Takes a slight hop on the landing. A nice difficult dismount.
So much pressure for a freshman, but you would never think she felt the pressure.
There's that Horkina release move coming from a reverse grip and a forward swing. She vaults over the bar with a half turn.
And a 9.850 for Corey Hartung. A solid score there. And here's Samantha Lutz, the junior for the Florida Gators, on the same event.
And this is Sam's event. She has a beautiful natural swing. There's her Ginger release move. Nice aggressive pirouette work. Straddle back. Looking for those handstand positions. The judges want to see them within 15 degrees. A little short right there on that final handstand. She needs big points there. A big dismount. Amazing difficulty. Adding a full twist to a double layout. And boy, did she fight for the landing. We talked about Florida's goal of adding the difficulty like that dismount early in the season so that they could perfect it for the competitions so intense like this one.
A 9.85 for Samantha Lutz, and that helps the cause. They've only completed 2 events. They're just on their 3rd, and here's the freshman of the year 2 years ago, Kelsey Erickson. She knows all about big-time competition, and she's performed well in this one.
Kelsey came to Georgia as a walk-on. She wanted to be a gym dog so bad, and lucky for Georgia, she has been hot tonight. She still holds the highest bar score. Solid as their leadoff performer on beam, and a 9.925 on floor exercise is the highest score on that event tonight. Solid in the all-around so far with 1 final vault.
And here it is.
Chenko layout full. Just amazing height. She drops into the landing. The best vault of the night so far.
Could that be the all-around winner? We'll soon find out as we look at that beautiful effort one more time from Kelsey.
Georgia did have a few steps on vaults early in the lineup, but take a look at how Kelsey rockets this vault so high in the air. Plenty of time to look for the landing mat before the feet hit. That was key and a huge score.
You can't argue with that, a 9.925. And up next, Courtney Kupets, who also knows about big-time competition on vault. We may be in Alabama, but there are Auburn fans abound. The SEC Gymnastics Championships in Birmingham, and of course they would be rooting on their own Lindsey Puckett for the Auburn Tigers.
We all remember Lindsey's older sister, Courtney Puckett. She was phenomenal on this event, so amazing and fun to watch. Now it's Lindsey's turn in the spotlight. Opening with a front through to a double back. Keep in mind, this is Lindsey's first time competing on a podium. It adds pressure, but also adds a little excitement. It really puts you in that spotlight.
And a lot of the athletes competing here tonight, some of them, it is the first time for them as well on the podium, because it's the first time at the SEC Gymnastics Championships they've had the podium.
Whip half front layout, front tuck, 3 saltos in combination.
Little sass to her routine.
And Lindsey's got a lot of support here tonight. She says her grandparents, her aunts and uncles, and of course, Big Sis is here watching in the audience. Final tumbling pass, taking a deep breath into a very difficult double pike. A strong landing. There's a nice big smile. Auburn really has been fantastic all night, showing some nice consistency. They have not counted a fall yet, and a strong performance by Lindsey Puckett, just a freshman.
That's a solid effort for just a freshman. The only time she's competed on the podium, as we've said twice, that's impressive, Lori.
Nice height in all of her tumbling passes, opening with that front through to a double tuck. And of course, the all-important landings were very strong and clean. There's not many deductions.
A 9.850, and here's the freshman of the year last year, Julie Dwyer. We know what she's done tonight, Lori. Take us through and show us what she's done.
No sophomore slump for this league's freshman of the year last year. Julie has shown off her signature consistent performances all night. Sky high, vault, she heads on to bars, nice giant full to Tkachev, and her top score of the night so far has been on balance beam, where she scored a 9.85, finishing with a solid landing on that double twist dismount.
Finished 8th in the all-around as just a freshman last year with a 39.225. Let's see if she can equal that all-around score.
Nice controlled double pike, good form in the air. I like the nice tight pike position. Beginning of the season, Auburn was really concerned with whether or not they were going to be able to field 6 athletes on every event. They did lack some depth after having to suspend a couple of their athletes. So many of the athletes really had to step it up this year. Kayla Geese overcame a broken ankle, suffered on vault last year, put up a big score for them on that event tonight. And then remember Alicia Lenkovich, who had that scary miss on bar. She came back for a strong beam performance for Auburn. The Tigers are certainly showing their potential for the future of this program.
Look at the team dance with her in the background.
Sticking together to the end, final tumbling pass, front layout full to a front layout.
What an effort by Julie Dwyer, a 9.9. Is that her career high, Lori?
Corey, that ties her career high. What a finish for this Auburn team.
And more drama here, Lori. Courtney Kupets heading into this event is tied for the all-around lead with Kelsey Erickson.
To win, she must outscore Kelsey here. The bar is high with a 9.925. The vault, a half on front pike. She she takes that step on the landing. I'm not sure if it'll be enough. A strong vault for Georgia, but maybe not enough to win the all-around title. Kelsey has been so hot tonight. So is Courtney. Half on front pike, a little bit of a direction problem, and a tiny step on the landing.
A 9.850 won't be enough to break that tie with Kelsey Erickson, but what more do you want if you're the coach than to have two competitors tied for the lead in the all-around competition? And this is another solid performer, Tiffany Tolnay for Georgia.
Suzanne says Tiffany's the X factor. She is so strong on all 4 events, and she performs the most difficult vault of the competition. It's a 1.5. She does take that step back, but you have to give it to her for taking that risk. Tiffany's 5th in the country behind other SEC vaulters like Ashley Miles and Courtney Coupette. But this is the most difficult vault of the competition, possibly one of the most difficult vaults in the country. She adds the extra half turn to the vault that we saw Kelsey and Ashley do earlier.
So Georgia puts up a nice score on the 6th rotation, but they didn't exactly guarantee the win on the Bulldogs' last performance of the night. So here in Birmingham, after 6 rotations, Georgia has set the bar at 197. Alabama, Florida, and LSU know exactly what they have to do. Welcome back. Georgia has finished the competition. They stand at 197 plus, and our Natalie Taylor is standing by with Suzanne Yaki.
Suzanne, headed into a bide in the meet. Are you confident or uncomfortable?
I'm pretty confident. I think that we scored a 197.3, and the next team to us needs a pretty high score on their last event. The door's shut. It's just not locked. The meet's not quite over, but that door is shut.
Okay, so Coach, do you watch this next round, watch Alabama on the floor, or are you going to keep your eyes closed?
I mean, I'll probably watch it just because I'm relaxed and I don't have anything else to do, but, you know, I enjoy watching them. They have a great floor team, and Ashley Miles will be super anchor for them on floor, and it'll be fun to just watch, but we're definitely relaxed. We're comfortable with our situation right now.
Perfect. Well, congratulations on a great meet, no matter what the outcome is.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Natalie. Georgia is done. The door is shut, but it is not locked. Alabama on the floor with the chance to win it in the 7th rotation, just where they were 3 years ago, and in fact they did win it in that competition.
2003, the Tide ended on floor, anchored by Ashley Miles. Deja vu.
And they start with Brittany McGee.
Freshman sensation who can tumble up a storm. Full in, back out, or more like a half in, half out. Solid, strong landing. Career and season high so far on floor is a 9.9. To win, Alabama needs some scores like those 9.95s and 9.975s. They need to go big here. Huge 2 widths to a double pike.
Everyone in the crowd very much aware of what they've done in 2003, trying to pull off the same here.
Very much aware that this title is on the line. Front double twist, another solid landing. Without a doubt, this is going to be a big score.
Brittany McGee for Alabama.
There it is, a 9.950 for Brittany McGee.
She breaks her season high and a career high. A few more performances like that, and Suzanne might be a little nervous.
I bet she will be, even though she's on the sidelines with the bye. This is April Burkholder on bars for LSU.
Giant full ginger.
Her final SEC appearance, Lori, the senior for LSU.
And let's add a little more drama. LSU is still within reach of a top 3 finish. Heading into this event, they were .375 behind Florida. April missed her last handstand there. But a 10th deduction, takes a tiny hop on the landing. What a great finish to a great career for April Burkholder. She has been sensational all 4 years. Nice giant full ginger. She will certainly be missed in this conference.
And a nice touch also on the floor routine, the dedication to all those affected by Hurricane Katrina. 9.775 for April. And as we head to break, Ashley Miles and company warming up for one last stand on the floor exercise for the title. Welcome back to Birmingham. If you're just joining us, you've missed quite an event. These are the last two performers for Alabama with a chance to win the SEC Gymnastics Championships. We begin with Taryn Humphrey.
Georgia's in the lead. Alabama needs huge scores. Taryn Humphrey, an Olympian. She's been there before, competing for gold at the Olympic Games. She's been dealing with a nasty cold all week, almost lost her voice. Middle pass, 2.5, front tuck, her feet skid out from beneath her. It's a fall and an out of bounds, not enough energy to get to her feet.
Could that lock the door for the Gym Dogs to take the competition?
I think that's just about it. They needed a huge score from both Taryn and still to come, Ashley Miles. Great sportsmanship from her teammates, still supporting her. Taryn has been a fantastic contributor to this Alabama team all year. It's about the team, and she finishes up with a double pike. The door is closed. This is Georgia's SEC Championships. She looks like she's having trouble breathing. We mentioned having the cold.
And that 9.150 will do some damage to this Crimson Tide team. But still to come is Ashley Miles in her final floor exercise for the Alabama Crimson Tide. And you know she'll give it everything she has. If there's a chance to get a 10, Ashley Miles is the person that you want in this exercise. And who could forget what she did in this event 3 years ago at the SEC Championships.
Ashley showed some great signs of her potential and what was to come for such a great athlete. 2003, the meet came down to the wire between Georgia and Alabama. The final performer was Ashley Miles on the floor, just a freshman. And she came up with this huge routine, a 9.975. Gets the win for the Alabama Crimson Tide in 2003.
What a scene that was. And we come right back to the present time in 2006. It could be out of reach, but you know Ashley Miles will give her best effort anyway.
A few more things on the line here. This is her second all-around competition of the year, and she has a chance to win it, to beat Kelsey Erickson, but she needs a 9.975 to tie. A 10 will win her the all-around title. And of course, we have to think about that floor exercise SEC title. She's won 3 already, a perfect record. Can she get number 4? Huge double layout.
She thrives on this type of pressure. In interviews, she says she knows she has the confidence.
Not a problem in her second tumbling pass. To get that perfect score to win the all-around title, she has to be clean in her leaps and jump elements. The tumbling is there. Key combination right here. Pretty strong, pretty clean. Amazing floor routines tonight. Nothing close to a perfect 10. Can she get it? Final pass. Double pike. Oh, just lifts the foot up slightly.
So much energy in this building tonight. A 9.950. A phenomenal effort for Ashley Miles in her final performance in the Southeastern Conference. What a way to go out in front of the home crowd, Lori.
Ashley had an amazing 4 years and an amazing competition tonight. She is a team player through, and that's why you see the disappointment on her face.
And the Georgia fans all smiles. They have won the competition. The Georgia Gym Dogs, one of the most talented teams ever, set the pace early here in the 2006 SEC Gymnastics Championships. They come away winners. An undefeated season, 16-0, their 15th SEC championship. There you see the final scores. Alabama not too far behind, but the home team not enough. Let's send it down to Lori.
All right, Corey. Suzanne, your 15th SEC title, third in a row. Is this one just as special?
Absolutely. It's special because these girls are really special. You know, every year, it's a new team, and this team never won an SEC championship. This is this team's first, and so it's very exciting.
You said that you may have opened the door a little bit with steps on the landing after beam. How important, how crucial was it to come back with such strong floor?
I mean, that's where we won the meet. We absolutely had to slam that door shut because sitting on a bye last rotation, if you have that door open, Alabama's definitely going to come through it. So we made sure it was shut. It wasn't quite locked yet because of our vaulting, but we made sure it was shut.
Now, Katie, this is your second SEC team title. Was it a little extra special being able to compete out there on the podium tonight?
It was because this is what we did at Nationals. We compete on podium, and it was great news to hear that we're going to be competing on podium at SECs, and we loved it, and we totally took advantage of it.
And Kelsey, tonight you bring home a little extra, a team title and an all-around title. How fabulous is that?
It's exciting, you know. I'm just happy to be able to come out here and hit 4 events and put big scores up for the team, and I couldn't be prouder of the way everyone performed tonight.
Well, Georgia, I guess you do bling it home. How about another SEC championship ring? Congratulations. Thank you, Corey.
That's right, Lori, blinging it home for the 15th time, completing in the undefeated season, 16-0 for the Georgia Gym Dogs. Meanwhile, the home team, Alabama Crimson Tide, comes in second. A fine effort, nothing to hang their heads about. And how about the Auburn Tigers? A 5th place team finish, but Julie Dwyer takes home the honor of the 2006 SEC Gymnast of the Year, an award voted on by the coaches in the conference. It was a special night for Julie Dwyer, last year's Freshman of the Year in the conference. This year, she's the Gymnast of the Year, and she's with our Natalie Taylor.
Thanks, Corey. Julie Dwyer, we were talking to you last year. You were SEC Freshman of the Year, coming back sophomore year. We're talking to you again. SEC Gymnast of the Year honors. Julie, what does this award mean to you?
Thank you so much. This is amazing. I don't know what to say right now. It was totally unexpected and such a great honor. I just want to thank everyone.
And Julie, as an athlete, you have had a perfect season. You've never missed a routine. How have you been able to keep up such unreal consistency?
I'm not sure, really. I just try to do what I do at practice every day, and it worked out tonight.
Well, Julie, talking to your coaches, not to embarrass you, they say you're not only a wonderful athlete, but a wonderful person. So this award truly belongs to you.
Thank you so much.
Julie, congratulations again. Corey, back up to you.
2 great efforts. Thanks, Natalie, for that report. And how about Courtney Kupets, the Freshman of the Year this year, like Julie got it last year, Courtney this year, and Lori's with her.
Thanks, Corey. Courtney, you follow in the footsteps of many great SEC athletes and Georgia athletes winning Freshman of the Year. How does it feel?
Just amazing. You know, it's one of those things you don't really expect coming into a meet like this. You know, it's all about the team and the experience. But, you know, to get an award like that, it just means so much to me, and I'm blessed to have gotten it.
How do you use your experience at the highest level of the sport, competing at the Olympics and the World Championships before coming to college? How have you used that to deal with the pressures of a meet like this?
You know, I'm used to the podium stuff. That's how we competed, how we did things. It was a little bouncy today, which was awesome, you know, to get that little extra. But it's just an experience every year, so every year you can add on and add on.
Well, an SEC team title, Freshman of the Year, and the sign. And tell us about that.
No, we were talking about what we wanted to put up in our rooms, and I was like, I want the sign. So I asked the line leader guy if he would let me have it afterward. He asked the right people, and I got it.
Well, congratulations. You've got some great memories of this evening. Back to you, Corey.
And Rhonda Fain got the SEC Coach of the Year for her job with the Florida Gators. And the SEC Scholar Athlete of the Year, as you see, is Nicole Barnett from the Auburn Tigers. Congratulations to the Georgia Gym Dogs, a remarkable season, an undefeated 16-0 season, their 15th SEC Gymnastics title, and another trophy to put on the mantle. Thanks so much to my partner, Lori Strong-Ballard and Natalie Taylor. We appreciate you watching SEC Gymnastics. It's been a great ride. We'll see you next year. I'm Corey Kessler. Thanks for watching.